Are you considering getting an iPad, or do you already have one and you want to make the most out of it? Well, you've come to the right place. As an architect with over 10 years of experience, I found that in recent years, the iPad has become essential to my workflow. Recent technological advancements have even allowed us to 3D model in the iPad and use augmented reality. But do real architects use the iPad for this? So in this video, I'll be talking about the top 6 ways that I use the iPad. The first most obvious way to use the iPad is to draw, but I don't draw with the apps that most architects on YouTube suggest. I currently use this app called Concepts. This has essentially replaced my sketchbook, purely because this app allows me to draw up so many options so quickly. Unlike other apps, Concepts is a vector-based drawing app, as opposed to raster. This means I can scale drawings without it pixelating. I can pick and choose lines, change line weights, nudge lines, and even cut lines. This allows me to come up with a lot of different options very quickly. In the past, I'd have to print, draw, scan, and then Photoshop and physically draw each iteration. Now I can just copy and make slight adjustments. You can imagine how much time and paper this saves. This also saves us a lot of time when marking up drawings. We often get hundreds of drawings to mark up. We used to have to print it and then scan it. And every time you scan it, its quality doesn't look great. The second way I use the iPad is to use it on site. For site measurements, I have this Bosch laser measurer that links up to my iPad. I can quickly draw up the shape of the room, and it automatically adds measurements to my iPad each time I make a measurement. This speeds up my workload by so much. The next app that I used to use on site is FieldWire. This app automatically grabs the latest drawings from Aconex and automatically links all the drawings together with section markers and detail callouts. For example, if you want to look at the lift lobby detail plan, you just click on the detail tag. And if you want to see the section of the lift lobby, you just click on the section marker. When you work on these large commercial towers, there's hundreds of drawings to get through. And when it's all organized in this intuitive app, it makes life so much easier. Before this, I'd have to bring a large set of printed drawings on site and flip through hundreds of pages of drawings, and sometimes the drawings weren't even up to date. This app is also very useful in defects inspections. On these large commercial projects, there are thousands of defects to get through. It takes you weeks to get through the whole building. This app allows you to take photos and mark the position of the photo on the floor plan. You can even store videos. Imagine how long this would take with pen and paper. The third way that I like to use the iPad is for presentations. I like to use the iPad over the laptop because I find that the touchscreen and the pen is more inviting and intuitive for the clients or consultants to collaborate with. With ArchiCAD, I can load the model on my iPad and spin around the model. I can show them where the sections cuts are made, and I can even quickly draw over it to explain things. The fourth way I use the iPad is to connect to the office. Because all our office files are on the cloud, that means wherever I go with this, I have access to everything. You are now able to run your Microsoft apps such as Word, Excel, all on the cloud, and have multiple people work on the same file at the same time. When I'm outside of the office at a meeting, I can make a change to a Word document, and it will instantly update at the office for the rest of my team to see. I can also use it to remote connect to my desktop computer at the office. There was one time when I was at the land environment court, I needed to make a quick change to the drawings. With the TeamViewer app, I was able to log onto my computer in the office and get on ArchiCAD to make a quick change immediately. With this remote desktop access feature, you can really work from anywhere. The fifth way that I use my iPad is as a second screen. The iPad displays are incredible. They're often better than your laptop screens. They have a wide color gamut, high contrast ratio, and with a HDR display, you'll be able to see more detail than your average laptop screen. I'm currently using the Lunar display to connect my iPad to my Windows laptop wirelessly. When editing photos on Lightroom, I can drag my photos over to my iPad, and I can see there's a difference. There is more details in the highlights that my laptop cannot display. I'm not sure if my camera can see it, because it's very subtle, but trust me, it's there. Besides that, having a second or third display is great for multitasking. I used to use the iPad for video calls before I had a webcam. The sixth way that I use my iPad is for reading. As you progress to a more senior role, there's so much more to read, such as contracts, reports, competition briefs. Because just reading on the screen is just horrible, I used to waste so much paper printing out these large documents out. Now I can just read from the iPad. When I make highlights, I can share it with the rest of my team as well. And if you're wondering if the screen is big enough to read comfortably, here is the size of a magazine, and here is the size of an iPad. It's just perfect, just don't buy the smaller iPad. If you'd like to see me making a video about all my iPad accessories, comment below, subscribe, and check out my next video.